DragonBall Daima blew me away. The storytelling, the world building, the art, the new lore. Yes, Dragon Ball has new lore. As a longtime fan, it feels like Toriyama breathed a new life into the franchise by ironically going back to its roots. But before I go full Super Saiyan with excitement, welcome to Kansou Club, your home for anime reviews, scene breakdowns, and storytelling analysis. Today, we're diving into Dragon Ball Daima. Let's go. Dragon Ball Daima is the final work of the late great Akira Toriyama, creator of Dragon Ball Z, and Super. It's set between the Buu Saga and Battle of Gods, and like the original Dragon Ball, Daima follows the adventures of Goku and his friends. But this time, a pair of new characters named Goma and Nagess use Earth's Dragon Balls to turn them into kids and kidnap Dende. Our orange-clad hero then pairs up with a Supreme Kai and a new ally named Glorio to journey through the Demon Realm, use its Dragon Balls to return everyone to normal, and rescue Dende. At first, I thought Daima was going to be a retelling of GT. Everyone turns into kids. Here we go again. But nope, I was horribly wrong. From the beginning, I was captivated by the opening theme, Jan Jaka Jan. It's by Zed, Yuki Nojo Mori, and CNK, and it's awesome. Jan, Jaka Jan, Sayuki fanfare. Yurushite kudasai. I couldn't help myself. But anyway, the song inspires an adventurous spirit and invites you to join Goku and his friends on their journey through the Demon Realm. I mean, I wouldn't go to a place called the Demon Realm, but hey, that's just me. The floating landscapes, battles, and protagonists in the opener show Toriyama's new art style. It looks like he used heavier contrasts between light and darks, and a blend of simple shapes and muscle detail that makes the characters look slimmer. The opening theme really sets Daima's tone and makes it clear that it's going to be story-driven. But more on that later. Besides the theme song, the Daima team renewed appreciation for Goku's strength pretty well, and that stood out. They did this by showing new characters encountered with his strength. One moment that does this is Goku's fight against King Kadan's goons. Before hunting for the first Dragon Ball, Goku has to show his strength to Kadan, Pan's papa, who doesn't believe that Goku can defeat the guardians of the Dragon Balls, the Tamagamis. Little did he know. Long story short, Goku makes short work of Kadan's army. During the fight, the writers and animators use comments and facial expressions from the spectators to show how unbelievable Goku is. Kadan can only look at the fight with a surprised face while uttering, Suyoida. Pansy is rendered speechless and can only gasp as he witnesses Sun's strength. Conversely, Supreme Kai looks at Sun's performance with a smile, suggesting that he, like the longtime viewers of Dragon Ball, are pleasantly unsurprised but still amazed at how strong Goku is. As for Glorio's facial expression, well, this says it all. He's looking at Goku like, man, just how strong can he be? There's more to say about this one moment to show how the new characters' reactions help showcase Goku's strength, the crescendos and decrescendos of Jan Jaka Jan during different moments of the fight, the dialogue of the fighters, and how truly majestic the man looked when he kept his Super Saiyan aura around him. But I think I've talked about this long enough. There are more moments that help appreciate his strength, but I think it's time to dive deeper into one aspect of Daima that makes it amazing. That aspect being what I mentioned earlier, Daima's story-driven focus. At the heart of Daima is a boy going on an adventure and meeting new friends as he gathers 7 mystical orbs known as the Dragon Balls. Along the way, he faces strong opponents, makes the audience laugh with Akira Toriyama's trademark humor, and becomes stronger. The modus operandi for these elements is perpetuated by 2 central themes, discovery and adventure. Only, instead of Goku being discovered in the mountains by Bulma starting a new adventure, Daima begins with Goma and Nagess discovering Goku and the Z-Fighters' power following their fight with Majin Buu. Nonetheless, in Daima and OG Dragon Ball, the Dragon Balls are the heart of the character's desires or motives. This is true for the antagonists and the protagonists. Goma began the conflict of the story, turning everyone into children and kidnapping Dende through wanting to secure his position as a Demon Realm king. He met his needs by seemingly eliminating his threats with Earth Dragon Balls. Goku and company had their need met when Glorio used the Demon Realm Dragon Balls to turn them into adults. The entire adventure of Daima, of course, comes through the Dragon Balls, and this adventure is where the Dragon Ball-like gags and jokes, Goku farting on the plane ride, Vegeta stopping his fight with Goma when Bulma said she wouldn't bathe with him anymore, and everyone silently judging Piccolo after finding out that it's strange for Namekians to fight, take place. It's also where new discovery happens. And it's at this point that I should mention that along with power-ups, discovery shapes the lore of Dragon Ball. One of those discoveries is the creation and origin lore. This helps understand the universal hierarchy and relationships in Dragon Ball better. Daima reveals that long ago, the Supreme Demon King ordered the Super Majin Raimus to create the universes to expand the demon realm. Later, Majin from the realm left and populated the universe with Supreme Kais, like our boy Nahade here, being sent to each universe to monitor them. We learn through Supreme Kai that life forms like humans and Saiyans came way after these events, so they're in no way related to the Majin. We discover that Supreme Kai's race are called Gleans, and that they come from trees, and that the Namekians were mistreated by other people in the realm, causing them to leave. And here's an interesting curveball. We also discover that it wasn't Bibidi who created Majin Buu, but this lady, Maba. Now, I just wanted to mention these things here because I found the expansion of Dragon Ball lore to be pretty cool. When looking across OG Dragon Ball Z, and Super, one can see that all involve some aspect of lore telling. But this next observation shows that Daima shares a trademark feature with Z and Super. It advances the story through physical transformations associated with the protagonist's Saiyan heritage. These specific transformations are absent from Dragon Ball, not counting the Grade 8 form of course, and behave as a form of character development in the most visceral sense. Two examples stand out to me the most: Vegeta transforming into Super Saiyan 3 for the first time, and Goku transforming into Super Saiyan 4 for the first time. Both events that I'm sad to say were spoiled for me by YouTube thumbnails and trending Goku searches, but anyway, both forms unlock the way for the characters to meet their needs in the story. Although Z and Super do this too, let's slow down here to emphasize why Z is not as story-driven as Daima. Dragon Ball Z is mostly told through sagas that follow one another and often include easy access to the Dragon Balls. This does not invite much adventure, and although the sagas continue the broader Dragon Ball Z storyline, and indeed the broader story of Dragon Ball, the saga format often leaves little room to do anything but make brief nods to previous events in the story, in a way that doesn't make everything feel as seamless and connected as Daima does. Now, that's not to say that Z doesn't make connections. What I am saying is that when compared to Dragon Ball Daima, Z doesn't feel as story-driven, because it doesn't always center on the adventure and discovery. And that's probably why some people love the Planet Namek/Frieza saga more than any other saga. The Frieza saga marks the first time since the Demon King Piccolo saga where Son and his friends encounter an obstacle while trying to obtain the crux of the story, the Dragon Balls. Remember that the Namek-Frieza saga happened because the protagonists couldn't use Earth's Dragon Balls to revive everyone who the Saiyans killed, causing Bulma, Gohan, and Krillin to go on an interstellar adventure for the Namekian Dragon Balls. Things get more and more interesting as plans change in response to old and new antagonists who also want the Dragon Balls arrive. Vegeta, Dodoria, and Zarbon, the Ginyu Force, and yes, the evil space emperor himself, Frieza. During their adventure, Goku experiences emotional and physical character development as he gains more connection to his Saiyan heritage and transforms into a Super Saiyan for the first time against Frieza. Everything feels awe-inspiring as new aspects of the Dragon Ball world come into light because of adventure and discovery. Now, let's talk about Dragon Ball Super briefly. Pun not intended, but surely welcome. And I mean briefly. Dragon Ball Super maintains aspects of being story-driven through stories such as the Goku Black arc. The mystery of who Goku Black is causes the arc to dance around discovery, one of those central themes. Goku and Vegeta go to the future with Trunks to stop Goku Black, kind of like an adventure, and return things to normal. But, because the arc still has a saga feel to it, at least in my opinion, Daima does a better job at being story-driven. To be fair, this is because Daima is its own story, and it relies on previous knowledge of the franchise. After all, if you didn't watch Z, you would be lost when you saw the introductory scenes where Goma is talking with the guests about Majin Buu, Deborah, Babidi, and so on. Knowing those characters puts things like power scaling and relationships into perspective when you think about characters like Majin Ku and Du being made with the essence of Buu. Nonetheless, there's no denying that Daima stands on the shoulders of its predecessors when instances like that happen, but here's a point I want to emphasize. This is what Daima reveals to us. Daima reveals that whenever a Dragon Ball story revolves around themes of adventure and discovery, and/or puts a believable obstacle in Goku and the Z Fighters' way to the Dragon Balls, that story is going to be awesome. Why, you might ask? Because doing that ensures that Dragon Ball always feels like Dragon Ball. Real quick, I have to point out that it's kind of funny emphasizing that, because they literally have moments in the series where the announcer outright states how the Dragon Balls connects everything and sets everything into motion. But I guess I didn't pay much attention to those moments when they happened because I just wanted to see the cool fights. But anyway, in closing, Dragon Ball Daima surprised me because it reminded everyone what Dragon Ball is while not being Dragon Ball. It's not a nostalgia trip. It's a well-crafted story that consistently connects to Dragon Ball's roots and blends elements from later series to make something unique that fits neatly within the Dragon Ball canon. Mostly. It reminded me, and maybe you too, of why we fell in love with the franchise in the first place. And of course, it just looks pretty dang cool. There's so much more that I could talk about. New characters, Neva, Majin Buu, and Ku. Cool moments like Super Saiyan 4 Goku ripping a hole through 3 worlds with his Kamehameha, and so on. But I think that's enough for one video. Let me know what you think about what I covered in the comments. And if you like anime breakdowns like this, join the club by hitting that subscribe button. This is Kansou Club, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!